I don't know if that worked or not, but we're live now. Might not have played the intro live, but there it is.
That intro was awesome.
That was pretty cool. That was
man.
wicked.
Looked like it worked.
I'll play it at the end of the show too. But once again, man, thanks guys for coming back on again, man. It's an honor that you guys have been
man.
working hard.
Thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah, so let's go around. We'll start with Andrew and you guys down at the bottom and introduce yourself. Let everyone know who we are. But
yeah, for sure. I'm Andrew, guitar player, Depleted Uranium, and we got.
I'm Big Red. I'm the light guy, and the lep, the crew, the mover of things, the drum tech.
Yeah.
This blew up. Go bum one off somebody.
Band member.
Right, Core? Yeah.
Behind the scenes band member, number one.
Yep.
I'm Ryan. I do artwork. I'm another behind-the-scenes support of Depleted Uranium.
The video god.
Band member number 6.
But everybody sees.
Mm-hmm.
You're up, Court.
I'm Corey. Been fucking playing bass and some acoustic guitar for a while on these albums.
Nice.
Very serious.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. We'll just get right into it. The behind the scenes, like doing the lights and the stage setup, moving the gear, and then as you said, the artwork, putting together, flash up that CD case, man. You put all that together, and
you know what? It's all about.
This is the new one.
Yeah. So that's our original release. So that's our self-titled release from 2018. And we put a lot of work into that one. We didn't promote it as well as Origins, but yeah, still, you know, the whole process for us is just the experience going through it. You know, like we all have lives outside of this too, right? So when we focus and put together everything on it, it's kind of a co-creation sort of thing. We're a democracy band, so we kind of move a little slower because everybody's got to agree on things. But having the people outside of the band, like these two guys, absolutely makes everything work because. You know, when you're like a guitar player, my job is to play guitar, right? Not to do all the other things. And so having other people help out is it's the only thing that makes it work.
It's an integral collaboration, you know, like like Murray and I definitely collaborated on both albums.
Yeah.
But there's so much history to that too. It's like
right.
Yeah.
No,
it's a matter of been there, done that. So let's make the road a little easier as best we can. Spreading the love for everybody too, right?
Depleted Uranium love.
That's it.
Yeah. I know, and people hear this music and like, oh, it's Kill Your Mom music. How do you listen to it? But yet, all we ever talk about with all the bands is spreading the love and helping each other and stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, the most aggressive ones are the most friendly.
Yeah, life is a hard place for a lot of people, you know, and so it's like, you know, no matter who you are, where you are, it's like somebody else has got it worse. So just kind of like make it through what you got and try to help out other people as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get all the misery out when you create art too, right? Like you can create something dark and have it be outside of yourself so that you can have inner peace, right? Express it.
An outlet.
Yeah.
As this music is.
Getting on stage. You guys have done a few shows there. I was creeping your Facebook again. And,
good.
That's why it'd be nice to get up on stage and get that out. Like music is such a therapy for everybody, as you said, like one way or another, whether you listen to it or you play it or you perform it.
Yeah.
Or part of it in general, you know. So that's gotta be awesome to be back up on the stage, fucking kind of jamming again and stuff, eh?
Yeah, it's a fucking great way to connect with other bands and just other musicians. Like as they were saying about Red's integral to the show, the performance, just getting the lights down. It adds a lot to our energy.
Yeah, going from like pre-lights to like post-lights of our performance, we've brought lights into our rehearsals just because of the energy that it brings out of us, you know, like once those lights start flashing, there's nothing else you can even pay attention to other than trying to get through your parts. And so it's like, but it's also like a test. Like if we're going to be rehearsing for like a show, why not make it a show?
Yeah.
And so, having the lights be part of rehearsals definitely like upped our game a lot.
I like and learned over the years that if you replicate your live show every time you rehearse, your live show will be so natural. Your energy can really come out and the love really comes through and the people just gravitate to you better that way, in my experiences. And the emotion and the power and the emotion is a key word there of the lights. Adding those elements to things that are already happening now accentuates it in such a big way with Ryan's artwork, and then the balls of these guys kicking ass all at once. It's sometimes overwhelming for the senses, and I love that because it's a show. You're here to see a show, not just another band.
The bigger bands like that relies a lot on light shows and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But when it all comes together, man, like you said, that emotion that comes through, you really resonate and connect and vibrate with what's going on around you right then and there,
Yep.
I like to think of like the analogy of like a horror movie without the music, right? Like put like circus music in any horror movie, all of a sudden it's a comedy, right? Like it's the elements of everything together is what makes the experience what it is.
Yeah.
And we've had similar trips, Murray, to David Fincher's Alien 3 with classical music.
Going back a little ways, a whole ton of mushrooms with Alien 3 and classical music.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we were probably like, I don't know, teenagers.
Oh, yeah. My first one was Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, first trip. That was a scary experience on my big system with the big speakers.
One of our last shows before COVID was in Newmarket, and we did the same thing. I can rock the mushrooms after we finished, and then enjoyed them. Well, we watched a movie afterwards after everybody else was done at the venue.
Party.
Oh,
we watched the rest of it. Then we go back to this guy's place, and he plays The Wizard of Oz with Pink Floyd in the background. Except I had no idea it was the same video. I thought he pressed the movie on mute and then hit the album, so my mind was absolutely blown until they found that it was one of the videos.
We were all trying to hang on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh, they're my favorite though, man. Like, I love to eat them, especially when I go camping and shit. You get jamming around with acoustic by the fire.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yep.
It's called Living the Dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to encourage these guys to do the all acoustic version of their heavy shit.
Brad, I'm all for that. I totally do.
Get Nick using the brushes, but I'll still have full on lights, and Ryan's video will play in the background, but it's acoustic.
I like to see that.
Big campfire in the middle of the stage.
So that's another thing about Ryan is that our two singles that were released, Alpha Particles and Beta Particles, off of Origins, that animated sequence was all done by Ryan Van Steenberg.
Well,
unimaginably good videos.
Yeah. Ask him about like the animation end of it being on how do you even begin to animate what they're playing, man? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, is it all you, or is it a collaboration of an idea and then you bring it to life that way, or?
It was really a bit of a dream come true, because I have ideas when I listen to music all the time, and this was an opportunity where the band, Andrew specifically, approached me. He's like, we've talked about ideas. But do you want to do not one but two music videos? And it was like carte blanche, artist dream, a blank canvas. I got to do whatever I want. So I tried to let the music and the impression I got from the music guide my imagination through a crazy process of bringing some of these visions, if you will, that were ruminating in my mind onto the screen through animation. And I just kept sending work in progress, and mostly it was just encouragement, keep going, and really happy how it all turned out.
Did you chew broken glass while you were thinking of the idea?
I felt like I was chewing glass at one point. I had terrible gut pain.
It's the feeling that we give you see.
I had medical issues through that
Best
process.
comment ever on a page.
They gave me pills for that.
Yeah. The character that he created for that in that whole video, if you're watching it on a big screen, it makes you lose yourself. It's that well done, Ryan. It's a very immersive thing, and if you watch it at full blast speakers and full screen perspective, you will definitely be, as another band of mine that I work with says, you're lost in the music for that moment. And that's part of what it really is too. You know what I mean? Those videos he did were really amazing.
Oh, cool. Thanks for saying. It's always nice to collaborate with something that I feel resonance for, and the music really is a powerful thing, and it totally guides the whole character development. Describe the characters very much like a solitary and forever suffering victim to the world. Yeah. And the music very much kind of spoke to the some of the darker sides of humanity that we all kind of ruminate with, being alone being one of them, and that character in the animated video is just alone in his suffering, and but not always, and we're all alone together, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Always like almost the worst feeling ever is being alone, and it's for some reason for me it's always been music that brings me out of that, right?
For sure.
Then, you go see that show and then you see, like you said, we're all alone together. And you see that at the live shows, and everyone comes together, and you're now no longer alone, So,
yeah. And then you become separated from that bad thing in the world that's bugging you. This is your isolated element.
Yeah. For me, music's always definitely being a buffer for that, because, like, if you're like a creator at all, like, I definitely look at people that write music is kind of different from musicians. Like, musicians like play here on the spot, do whatever you got to do. But, like, creators are the ones that have that spark that get the musicians to play. And I think, like, being a songwriter or being able to create something from nothing allows you to have some sort of control over something in your life, even if you have no control over any other aspect of your life.
Yeah. Bills are out of control. I know $1 billion for this house. It's like,
oh, man. Good luck.
That's yours. That's always yours. Even when you're under the bridge, sitting there with your stuff in a cart, you have your acoustic, that song.
And that's like the thing with our band is, like, Corey and I have been making music for like 25 years. Like, I've known Ryan like just as long, and Big Red, like, we've lived in the same building now for the last decade. So, the camaraderie between all of us goes like a long time. And, like, it's past any kind of petty stuff where other people might have it. Like, we're all doing this because we want to do it and we enjoy doing it, and we're all buddies outside of it, right?
Yeah.
So I think, like, that's the main thing is, like, why does anybody start doing anything? It's because they enjoy it, right? And I think that we've all kept that idea along the way of just have fun with it. Bottom line, push yourself. We try to push each other.
I always try to instill in any guys that I know or any other bands that I kind of help out is do it because you love it, not because you want to make some money out of it or make something else from it. Yeah. If you don't love it, you're lying to yourself, and you're just making up a thing to spit out there to look cool. Yeah. That's not what I try to help people with in that sense. I want people to love what they do in such a way that it makes what these guys create. I get, where would it go? Like this?
Yeah, it's reversed.
These guys would create, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's again, with the lights being incorporated with what they do, I've had to learn it like I'm a guy in the band, in the drummer sense and in the bass sense and in the guitar sense. And even though I've had these tunes from them or listened to their rehearsals a million times, getting the lights involved and even observing the artwork to then give me different inspirations for where the lights should go in power spots. And like, if it wasn't for the way they put stuff together in that just camaraderie in the room all by themselves, fiddling and farting to come up with what they've come up with, then to produce it like that, I've got to learn that stuff like I'm the drummer or a keyboard player to make it, you know what I mean?
That's why he's
And I
the
want
fifth
it to
member of the band.
impact.
That's why he's the fifth member of the band behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
I actually got the privilege that you were working with the buddy. He plays with our buddy band there, Unfortunate Losers, out of Sudbury, but he's the behind the sound guy, the lights, fucking. He makes the show happen, or like you said, or just a rehearsal. you know, right?
Yeah, helping them be relaxed and recreate that thing they love to do in any environment, no matter what.
And also like that is again going back to rehearsals. Like we've really kind of we're working on new material right now, and that's like hence the lack of shows kind of thing. But we're really trying to get some new material set up, and also just like honing our skills as musicians a little bit more. It's been we all got lives. That's part of the problem too, right? Like there's so many unexpected things in life that come up, and sometimes you just got to go through it, right? But we're working on new material. That's our main goal right now, is to try to work through the winter, so the next year we got some new stuff for some new shows. We got a couple of festivals we've applied to. We're waiting to hear back from. But the goal is just to keep moving on.
No, that's fantastic, man. Like you got to push on. Like myself, I work 300 days of the year, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm just, I think, kind of on holidays. I got to work Saturday most likely, but it's like after that it's sketchy until like I don't know when I get back after my trips, I guess, right? I work so fucking hard. I've taken off for a while, man. I need it.
You know what? Everybody needs a break from it. The grind is the grind, and when you're going, you're in it, right? And like sometimes it's just tunnel vision, but you always got to take a break.
I had a very good friend of mine tell me the other day just after the Halloween show we do in Maine there. I got back, she's like, you look like you fucking got ran over by a truck, man. So I took off and disappeared there last weekend, shut all my media shit almost off. I did one little interview real quick and then just enjoyed where I was. And I feel like $1 million again, man, ready to do more of these, right? But we're coming up on a break soon. We're going to do more traveling and cooking as opposed to interviews with bands and stuff at the moment. That way it's on my own schedule then for the next month or so, right? But then our big travel.
How about getting the band to cook each course on their screen at each time? No, okay.
I'm trying to organize that. It's so hard, man. I got a buddy out of another band there in New York, and he's a professional chef. And he was talking about getting set up in his kitchen at work and shit. He's trying to it's been 1.5 years trying to make that happen, man. So
I hear that, man.
If you ever want, I used to be a professional chef.
Yeah, Corey, we can do all of our asses.
He dropped out of being a chef to join the band.
Yes.
Hey, tonight I was at game night and I still made dinner. Made a whole bunch of Caribbean food, some goat curry, some coconut vegetarian curry with squash,
the best
jerk chicken, and
to have ever.
Very, very cool. You might need these then. You might need
filming my 6th cooking show, so it's not professional by no means. This will be the first show I'm not drinking in. So it's going to be a little different style on the 6th episode here, but
you just need a metal soundtrack to the cooking experience. Depleted Uranium playing at like 11.
Right.
Some stuff I can use, and I'll put it in the next cooking show, right? I just don't want to get hit with copyright or sued for using music. I never thought to just ask the bands that. Hey man, mind if I use a song? Right?
There's unexplored territory there.
Awesome.
Pick a song and make it out on a mandolin.
Yeah.
Corey can do that.
I usually have yoga music.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
You should film yourself cooking. And then I'll edit it all up, put it together, and we'll get Ryan to do the finishing
You tell me
touches
what
on
to make, man. If you got something you want me to make there,
Does takeout count? I can just
Right.
put that on the counter. There you go.
There
Yeah,
you
you
go.
got
That worked very well. So I guess when you're on the road, do you guys plan on taking a barbecue with you so you can cook up all kinds of shit when you're on the festivals next year? Or
I have suggested
So
it.
yeah, if we get into the festivals, then it'll probably be quick and dirty, kind of get in, get out sort of thing.
yeah,
So we'll probably be eating as little as possible unless it's provided. And
We'll play for pizza.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It'll
So
depend on where we are.
yeah, exactly. So I know Corey's got some family in Edmonton, so if we get the one in Edmonton, then yeah, we might be able to hang out there. But other than that, like we all have our jobs and stuff like that, careers, whatever. But we could take off a little bit of time, definitely play some festivals and have some fun doing that. But yeah, we're past the age of like partying out and places like that. We'll make a crazy night out of one night and then party bounce.
I hear you, man.
Right.
Sometimes it's too
Oh,
much.
some dragons on it.
Yeah, we'll make every other band pass out because we're the old guys, and
Well, I've been training for this moment my whole life.
That's right. I'm a professional now.
I don't know what
pace
the real
ourselves.
world's like.
That's right.
Well, I did Silver
The only
October
aim is to make it do the same.
so much. I decided to do it for November here. So I'm silvered up for November.
Oh, yeah, right on.
We'll see
Yeah.
what happens in December.
I'm on call every like 6 weeks, so I just get like a week every like 6 weeks of being sober. So
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm actually starting tomorrow, so that's why I'm
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah, that's why we're getting her done.
Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow for a week.
Mm. Hey, it's hard to do, man, sometimes. I
Well,
it's stressful,
My thing
man,
is like I'm either sober because like after you have one, you're like, well, I want another,
Mhm.
right? But that's why I'm just like none and done, good to go.
That's why I'm gonna like that.
It's so true, though. Just slam it back. It's like when I was on the train there, man, they're like, what do you want? I was like, give me a fucking Caesar because it got the most alcohol.
Yeah, does it?
Man.
Caesars are heavy though.
Sleazer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
Caesars
for
are a
breakfast,
bit.
man.
Used to be a DJ in a strip club named that.
Yeah. I might have
You get a
spent some
piece of
time-
celery with it, right? That's healthy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Every single bartender makes a Caesar different.
Yeah, the one on the train had olives and celery.
Yeah, every single
That's like
Olives and celery. Wow.
it's like
Yeah.
salad.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Right? Felt all special up there
Yeah.
in business class.
Pinkies up. You have to put pinkies up while you're sipping on it.
Yeah,
You get the
I've never
pepperoni
right,
on
been
the cake.
travel so cheap most of the time, right? I went all out.
So anything new on your front?
Actually, yes. So we've got the 3 shows for next year, which pretty sure Johnny No Cash is coming into town for the one Late Night Trouble. If the festivals, if like you guys, if the festival doesn't come up, they're gonna play one in the Chamber. We're still waiting for them to fully confirm, and then we've got Andrew Joseph coming on as well, and then I think Sapphire Rain's coming in to play for that as well. And
Ooh.
then we have a very big show with Sofa City Sounds on Thursday with some pretty big announcements, which normally I would just fill the bead, but I told her I'll keep my mouth shut. We got a couple meetings to make sure everything's confirmed, and then
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
Thursday, man. So that's pretty big to keep an eye out for. So, but
Awesome.
have you guys worked with Sofa City Sounds yet? The magazine that works with Ontario bands?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we'll definitely put you in touch with Amanda over there for sure after the show, man. But she does the biographies and everything, and then does book release parties and has the bands play at the book release parties and stuff. And so,
Awesome.
does a promoter,
Yeah.
right?
Perfect, dude. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, like for
Cool.
one thing that like, your network of people is definitely key in getting anything done, right? Like nobody can do everything, and it's like the more people you have helping you, the more time you have to do other things, right?
Oh,
And, yeah. So.
And with that, I've got to give a huge shout out to Hollywood here. She runs the behind the scenes now, does our financing, does the scheduling for us. I basically
She has
just
red in her name, so
I don't
that's
know
good.
what I do anymore, right? So
Hollywood
big
Red.
shout
This is
out.
Big
A big red. Right? Then we got Andrew Joseph helping us out on the other side. We're starting to bust into some R&B. We just had a K-pop band out of they're from just below the border here, out of the U.S. So that was fun. That was a fun interview, right?
Wow.
The K Girls. I'm pretty sure that's the name. I'm terrible with names most of the time, right? But
What was
I
it?
remember. Where do you guys? What kind of weird music you wouldn't even think, considering what you guys play? Like so aggressive and so heavy. Like then you get in your car and you listen to Mozart or like Janis Joplin.
Corey can probably Corey
Yeah,
listens to a lot of weird stuff.
yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Eva Cassidy lately. John Denver.
What?
My mom
Yeah.
really likes his music. Yeah.
See, if it wasn't for Corey, can you imagine how we would be?
Oh, you know what? A lot of Kashmir
Oh,
stage
fuck.
bands. Kashmir stage bands and a lot of old Motown. That comes out when it's just Nick and I jamming at the studio.
Yeah.
That's the next album. Nick and I are going to come out with a funk album.
That'll be cool to hear, man. So I can put a little aggressive lyrics on her.
Yeah.
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 Convince
Yeah.
Babbitt on that one.
I mean,
Right.
I like a lot of everything, but I like it kind of to the extreme. Like I like a lot of weird electronic music, and for me, it's like music has to have like meaning and purpose, and it has to somewhat be direct. The second there's like a sales pitch involved, I'm kind of like not interested. Like, and that's just me personally, right? But that's why I like to really dig for music and really experience extremes of things, because I'm like, what's a limit till you push it? And then like, you know, you hear some of the things that people have come up with, and it's like, yes, this is amazing, but like, what is more?
Mm.
You know, and that's part of my little addiction with music, is just always chasing what else is out there.
You don't know till you go.
Murray's definitely right. Got to have integrity. I might listen to a lot of different styles, but I still come back to that same thing. And it's something Murray and I have talked about since we started hanging out and playing music together for more than 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's been insane. Time flies.
It does, though.
I'm a double bass maniac dream theater guy. So I
love that, man.
I was in a tribute band, you know, a while ago, and I always just do play along videos and put them up on YouTube. And yeah, I just keep playing like that. We all live in a rehearsal studio, so it's yeah, me and Murray. That's the gear in the background right there. That's the whole stage area, and this is the studio room.
My living room and bedrooms and everything's on the other side of the wall.
Right, and I got a bachelor pad 3 doors down. Not 3 doors down, but 3 doors down. 2 doors away. Let's say.
You got to be quick.
That's right. Pay attention. Pay attention. So, yeah, that's how I have always keep my chops. I've been a drummer since I was 8 years old. And I'm, you know, kind of old. Not as old as these guys. I can't grow a beard yet. I'm the oldest one. I can't grow a beard. Sporadic, man.
Power hair.
That's right. Like Corey said in the beginning, he was trying to grow a beard, and it turned out to be mutton chops the whole way. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
You got to dig deep online to find those mutton chops.
Oh yeah, man. He would like wake up with a perfect butt chops, or then he'd shave it clean, and a week later, perfect beard. Fuck, I was like, he just needs to have a beard. I'm like, fuck, man, I look homeless. Like, I'm totally homeless.
I listen to a lot of like rainforest sounds pretty much constantly. I have sounds of crickets and rainfall, the odd thunderclap, that kind of stuff going on.
I actually use that when I'm sleeping, man. Like to just drown out the noise, in the sense, like all day I've got like you guys and Deadwood and Dead Man's Prophecy and shit, like just anger all day, and then when I lay in that bed, man, it's like you said, it's sounds of nature and shit, man, and I pass right out, or YouTube.
Yeah.
Or,
I'll tell you what, I have I can hear a mouse take a shit. And so I have to sleep with like 2 fans running, earplugs, and a sound machine. And I'm like, I need all that shit so that I can actually like get into a deep sleep. And it works. Absolutely love it. But yeah, I wake up to absolutely anything.
I go to bed playing Dream Theater in my head. It's the only way I can learn that shit.
Yeah.
That's right. I can mouth your entire album with my mouth, man. I can replicate it all. I'm the entertainment for these guys.
Imperial
Hey, you can play it.
ago, and they're fucking, they're I like them, man. They're kind of like that, like they're that off metal kind of synthetic metal, I guess. I don't know. That's always like, it's got like a theater percentage about it. They wear like the costumes and those, right?
I think I know who you mean.
What was the
You
what was
kept
the name?
fizzling out there, yeah.
Imperial Age.
Imperial Age.
Imperial Age.
Yeah, never heard of them. I'm gonna check them out though.
They're originally from Russia, but they're in Turkey now, right? Yeah, they're wild. I always end up finding weird exotic European bands somehow. It always
A
comes
lot
up
of
in my
bands
head.
over there, like in Turkey and Saudi Arabia and India. Unbelievable metal bands that will just rip your face off. But their grandparents, if they ever hear it, they're in big trouble.
Nick's got a really good collection of Turkish music.
Yeah, our drummer is not here. He's got probably the most obscure music collection that he'd be able to fill up the rest of this interview with. But yeah, literally, he went on a mission for finding the most obscure music on the planet, and he ended up with like a 2 terabyte hard drive full of music that nobody else even knows about.
So it's like his own show.
Yeah, literally, it's more than one person could consume.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Andy's an artist and an entrepreneur, and the patterns that Nick plays is really impressive, man. It's just all I did was arrange his stuff and make sure everything was set up perfect for him, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I have to learn how to play drums all over again now.
So the first time
putting together what these guys wrote and putting the drums on it, I'm like, oh man.
So the first time that we met this guy, he knocked on our door during a rehearsal, and he came in and he basically looked at the drum kit in shock.
Yeah,
because Nick can play the drums. He's an awesome drummer. But like back in the day, he had like no drum etiquette as far as like how your kit was set up. And so Big Red came and set up the kit, and it was just like night and day with how Nick was doing it, because it was like he was like doing it with like one leg. So I was like,
now he can do it with all 5 that he has.
And so like since
he's an alien mostly.
He became the drum tech and then the roadie and everything else after that. But
I'm there, man.
Setting up the drums is something Big Red does.
Big Red does a lot too, because like even referencing back to the contributions I make, like with the music video and stuff, like the lights and the strobing effect of the live performance definitely play a part in, like, if you watch the music videos, there's kind of like, although black and white, there's definitely like the lightning flashes and this kind of frenetic chaos, which is trying to really reference back and be inspired by what you see live if you come out and see Depleted Uranium.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
together.
Corey's bass scares you.
Do you have any shows coming up here in the new year at all that you're allowed to announce? Or
we're in talks with some New Year's shows right now. Nothing solidified just because of scheduling. We're
and winter.
Yeah, winter and scheduling, and also like we kind of like wanna like when we could play a show and everything else. It takes a lot of energy and like just getting everything rehearsed and everything else, and doing it, everything else. And it's also just a commitment on all of our ends. But we're kind of just wanting to write some new music right now, because like we've done enough shows, and now that everything's kind of back to normal, we're like, all right, cool, let's come up with something new. Like I think that it's important for us because our last release was a prequel album. You know, it was going back to older material. It was something that we did during our COVID time. But I think coming up with something new, though, would be really, it's important to kind of just say this is who we are now type of thing.
Yeah. How you kind of evolved and come out of the whole fucking. Although I don't want to call it a depression of music because we couldn't play her. Couldn't even get together and rehearse and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I think it was just kind of like, you know, everything shut down. So it wasn't just the music or anything else. It was absolutely everything. So there was a lot of time to just like self-reflect and you know, not like pick a new direction, like or anything like that, but more just like. There was a lot of things that didn't make it through COVID, like with like bands, relationships, people's careers, all sorts of things, right? Mm-hmm. And like when COVID was basically done, we're like, oh well, we're still doing this. Like our live video of Origins was recorded during the last of the lockdowns. Yeah. It was right at the beginning of March, and like Ontario, Canada had like one of the strictest lockdowns in all of the world. And you know, we were still in like complete lockdown in like March, right? So, and it's funny to think that like 2 months later, absolutely everything's back to normal, right? So, it's when we recorded,
all right.
It's like when we recorded that, we had no idea like really because we're gonna go to another lockdown because we just been in and out, so we just decided to record it like that, right? And I think it's like a cool representation of the album and like of us now, like playing it. And again, with these two guys and everything else, I think we did a great job of capturing it.
Yeah, more to come on that front, I'm sure.
No, right on. I look forward to having you back on to talk even more with
man.
Man, like anytime, right? But so you guys have merch. What's the best spot to find you guys and support your music?
I'd say either. So, like, if you want to buy it, the best spot would be Bandcamp. Nice. Our Bandcamp account. If you want social media, basically, I'd say Facebook, Instagram. We have our own website, which is going to be sort of under construction, so maybe not there, but yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Bandcamp. And all of those are linked together. So
YouTube, of course.
Yeah, YouTube is where all our live stuff is too. Like it's on Facebook, but YouTube has all our live videos. We have full live videos from shows. We got all of
It's a good way to make sure you still see it if you didn't have a chance to get to a show.
Yeah.
It's like, somebody recorded it. Cool.
Again, our whole thing, we're not trying to be anything else other than just being a band, you know? And so like I think the most important thing about being a band is what can you do live? Right, like not in a studio, not track by track, not to a in-ear monitor. It's like, what can you guys do on a stage right now? Yeah, and we try to hold that to heart.
Yeah, can you replicate what I bought?
Someone that's in the crowd watching these bands, I love that when the show is like put together and like as you're saying, like it just makes me want to buy that T-shirt, buy that CD afterwards, right? Like you have to have that presence that stage show. To complement the music, right? As you said, it's all one. It all becomes one, and that's the magic of it all. You know, and that's when you watch that crowd up and down, man.
You get like, people bragging to their friends, like, "I saw them play this exactly like it was on the album, man."
Right.
We can never do that.
YouTube experience with video, with the videos. That,
most people these days,
man, that really sends you into a different planet. You're in another world. You've missioned off.
What was that there, Corey?
I was going to say, most people these days are using some sort of streaming service, whether it's iTunes or Spotify or just anything. So what people should do is just like that fucking shit on their whatever service they use. Save it. I'm sure it comes up more often. You're going to have some fun with it.
There you go.
Sure. Well, I'll be adding a bunch of your songs. We have a Boneyard Spotify list with all the bands that have been on the show. I just did a big update. I'm going to do a couple more tonight, and then I'll be slapping your guys' stuff on there again, right?
Cool, man.
It just keeps growing, that list, holy. But yeah, we
love it.
Some huge shit coming on Thursday, man. I I wish. Well, I'll just say it's coming up on the 3-year anniversary of actually interviewing bands and stuff with the Boneyard. So I've done it for like 6 years or some shit now, but it was drinking and shooting guns before and hunting.
Oh, lovely. Yes.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Friend of mine said,
Sounds like
"Wow,
work.
you fucking interview bands, man. What are you doing with your life?" I was like, "Interviewing bands now." And here we are, man. 3 years
Straight up,
later.
dude.
It's way safer. Now I know what to wear under my shirt.
All right. I got your back, man.
Band
I got
merch.
the band. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good old time, though, dude.
Oh, I
Very
love
cool.
it, man. Back home, it was so fun. Just
Yeah.
go out in the yard, shoot a bunch of guns and shit, right? Fucking
Yeah.
barbecue, have a fire. Fuck, no one
Sounds
bothers
like
you.
whenever I go out to Pembroke.
No. I tell Ben Brooks there. Fucking
It's a great way for people to really learn how the band is. Being a video collector over the years myself, I always love to watch live videos or kind of get-togethers like these interviews to really get to know the band. Now you really want to just sit and listen to all their stuff now all night long. So doing the interviews is really great of you to help expand that. That's really great.
Yeah.
Well, I figured with the music that saved me over time and time and time again, the least I could do giving back is give a platform for this music to be heard by other people too, right? Not just me. I feel selfish nowadays if I don't share music. I'm like, no, it's all mine, right? No, man, everyone should listen to this, bro. You know, everyone hears music different, so we have all kinds of different shit that we share on here. So you never know, you might just
Music's
love
another way music's just another way for us to communicate. So it's another language.
It is the language. It probably is the reason why
Good
we have
recipe,
language.
Corey.
I got into this with one of my guests on just the introduction of language was probably beating sticks on the ground like a drum in that sense, and then making noises to that, and language evolved out of music.
Yeah.
Around the campfire, eating psilocybin mushrooms. That's how we got
I
here.
100% agree with that.
Have you seen the video? You must look. That's
Yeah.
Back to the beginning of the interview.
That's right.
Yeah. Favorite thing to do in the world, man. I love those things.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
man. Well, we appreciate what you do, and we just keep doing what we do, and onwards and upwards.
Oh, I love it, man. I appreciate it. I know we all got jobs and we got to do shit tomorrow. So fucking once again, man, to please
night shift.
in Toronto. Nice
Yeah, man.
local. So play it loud, play it loud, people. And I'm not sure when the next show is. I'll find out the day before, I guess.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely send you a link on our next show.
Yeah, definitely, man. And send me over some links if you got a link tree or something, and I'll add it up in the title.
Awesome.
Yeah, right now we just got the name. I couldn't find the link. I don't know. I haven't had my computer set up in a year, so it was like I just set it up. It was real quick. Ooh, well, it works. Go
Yeah,
live.
no worries. I'll email you all the links for stuff.
Excellent, man. I'll get them up in here and probably in the next hour or so. I'll update the title and shit. And
Perfect.
all right, brother. We'll see you again soon, man. I can't wait. New Year.
Definitely. Thanks, brother.
Can't wait.
Later, guys.
Take care.
Okay.